Translating from one language to the other in Google Translate is pretty accurate, but when you translate the same phrase in different languages, it can get a little bit confusing. Let's see how our pastors did trying to guess common English phrases, movie lines, and Bible verses with Google Translate. First, the easy ones.
Quiebre una pierna.
What?
Oh yeah, I know that.
Oh, break a leg.
Yeah, break a leg.
Break a leg.
Quiebrate una pierna.
It's like, quiebrate.
It sounds very...
To me, it's like quebrate, you know?
Yeah,
yeah.
Argentina. It doesn't make. I don't know why they say break a leg for success, but
Yeah. Quiebrate la pierna. Yeah.
Mátate.
Yeah.
Vuelve a la mesa de dibujo.
Back to the drawing board?
Yeah.
yeah, but you know, you're gonna raise your hand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's alright. We're
Yeah.
one here.
Okay, and now superhero movie phrases. They should get these ones pretty easy, right?
Hay grandes responsabilidades en un gran poder.
Hay grandes responsabilidades.
with
Oh, come
great
on. That's
power.
it. Yeah.
Great
Great
responsibility.
Yeah. Hay grandes responsabilidades en un gran poder.
Yeah.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Can you imagine watching that dubbed?
No lo olvides, un gran poder conlleva una gran responsabilidad.
That was
Yeah. Spider-Man 1,
like,
Tobey
what?
Maguire. Hay grandes responsabilidades.
Un gran poder.
Con un gran poder vienen gran responsabilidades.
Yeah, I know.
Now let's kick it up a notch.
¿Quieres tomar nueces? Venga, volvamos locos.
¿Quieres tomar nueces? Venga.
You want nuts? That's what it says?
¿Quieres tomar? Yeah.
Come,
You want?
let's go.
you want
Oh,
nuts?
I guess you want to get nuts. Come on, let's go.
Oh! Yeah, you want to get
Who was
nuts.
that from?
That was from...
Was that Captain America?
No.
¿Quieres tomar
You want to
nuts?
get nuts? I have it in my head.
You want to take nuts?
No. It's like, you want to get nuts? Like, come on, let's go. Like,
I know the movie. I had him, but I
You're
can't.
close.
No idea. What is
You
it?
want to go nuts? Come on.
That's actually from
That's-
the Michael Keaton Batman.
Michael Keaton Batman, yeah.
oh, come on, man. This
Something
is
from this
before this guy
century,
wasn't
bro.
even born.
What the
That's why
I was a child.
Oh my goodness.
That's what happened in his life.
¿Quieres
Pretty
tomar
much,
nueces?
man.
Okay.
Si eres bueno en
Yeah,
algo,
let's
no
go
trabajes
from that, man.
abiertamente.
Si eres bueno en algo, no trabajes abiertamente.
If you're good at something, don't do it for free.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be. But no.
Okay.
You're good. You're good.
If
That's a life lesson right there. I don't know if that's wrong, but.
You know, it came from a movie as well.
if you're good at something, don't work freely.
Openly.
I don't know.
Yeah, don't do it for free. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
Yeah, no, you had it right the
Actually,
first time.
the Joker, the guy that died.
Heath
Oh,
Ledger?
Heath Ledger?
Yeah.
That was his line?
If you're good at something, never do it for free.
Now let's jump into the final category, Bible phrases. Maybe they will get this one quickly as well.
Nada se inclina hacia el sol.
Nada se inclina.
No.
That sounds like something like from Proverbs. Nothing.
Nothing
Oh,
new under the
nothing
sun.
under the sun. Yeah, nothing new under the sun. Ecclesiastes.
Yeah, nothing new under the
Why
sun.
would they say new inclina?
Blame it on Google Translate, Pastor. Okay, now let's turn the difficulty a little bit more.
Right.
That's
There's nothing new in the sun.
Estoy de
Next one.
pie
Yo,
primero
Google's
por
crazy.
la muerte de
Estoy de pie
Cristo.
primero por la muerte de Cristo.
I.
I'm not gonna get any of these, man. What the heck is that?
stand
So you compare this con quiebrate la pierna. Estoy de pie y la pierna está quebrada.
Estoy de pie primero por la muerte de Cristo.
Sounds like Paul, something Paul would say.
Oh yeah,
Dead
but
in
I
Christ,
stand in the
A few moments later.
Stand in.
stand firm first
I stand first. I stand.
for the death of Christ.
It's Paul.
Por la muerte.
That is Paul.
Estoy de pie
Estoy de pie
primero.
primero.
2 hours later.
It's not a literal, it's not a literal, it's not a literal translation, but
Okay.
Stand up for Jesus.
you're getting there more or less.
Estoy de pie primero. I don't
Estoy
know.
de pie primero.
6.5 hours later.
I
So,
am foot
for the death of Christ.
first
For the death of
for the
Christ.
death of Christ.
I
Estoy
stand.
estoy de pie. I'm
For I
first.
stand.
I stand firm.
Day 4.
The first death. Estoy de pie
Yo, you're
primero
not
por la.
gonna get this, man.
Estoy de primero first.
Alright.
I died first to. I don't know.
Give
No,
up?
man.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
give up.
give
Yeah, give up.
I give up.
The dead in Christ shall rise first.
What? How's that?
Estoy
Estoy de pie primero por la muerte de Cristo.
How does that translate?
Okay.
How did that happen?
Yeah, that's...
The dead in Christ shall rise first. Oh
Okay.
boy.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, but you can't even find that in the Spanish Bible.
No.
I used to.
That's not how I was gonna say it.
Yeah, big mistake of mine.
Muertos en
Los
Cristo.
muertos en Cristo resucitarán
Resucitarán
primero.
primero.
When
Yeah.
you had a Spanish church, did you use Google Translate?
The first few sermons, and then they were like, when I didn't get any amens, they were like, oh, wait, maybe I shouldn't use Google Translate.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, and then they were like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because Sarita isn't like, is she fluent in
We
Spanish?
we were both fluent. We both learned how to speak Spanish at our last church.
Oh, okay.
Our
okay,
Spanish
okay.
church. Although we knew Spanish, but the Spanish in Miami is Spanglish.
Yeah.
So you grow up thinking, oh, voy a parquear el carro. No,
Right.
it's estacionar. Shout out to Greenville. Love you guys.
Good job, pastors. And now, some words of wisdom. What are the communication challenges in a multicultural church?
It's not really language, it's not really translation, it's more tone of voice, understanding that what may seem rude to you isn't rude, what may seem love to them, perhaps you don't feel like that is love to you, but once you understand the different cultures, you understand that really what they're pouring on you is love. And though it doesn't come across as sensitivities, oftentimes it's still it's apoyar. They want to support you and make you better.
Yeah, for me, I'm something similar to yours. When you look at the worldview, it's people's worldview. Everything we believe is like an iceberg. The only part you see of an iceberg is like the 20% on the top, but most of that iceberg is below the water.
Right.
And so when you look at people, the way that we do things and we say things and we dress and what we eat, that's all above the surface. But the real part of culture, which is the assumptions, the beliefs, the values, all that stuff is below the surface. And I think too many times the culture wars, we're fighting up here and not spending enough time getting to know each other down here.
Yeah.
And so that's the challenge. A lot of times pastoring multicultural churches, people fight up here and they think this is where the battle's at, and that's not where any of it's at. It's down here at the deeper level that we really get to know each other as people and ourselves. And so that's the challenge of a multicultural church, and helping people to constantly see the below the surface and unpacking that, the assumptions that fuel our behavior and our thought patterns.
Yeah, that's a good point, because that's kind of what makes COVID so difficult, is that for so long we've kind of been focusing on that top 20%, and now none of that top 20% can be done online.
Right.
But this whole rest of it.
Because there's the assumption of like, I don't want my individual liberties taken away, the feelings of feeling like, oh no, you gotta support people, so take off you have to have individual liberty, so take off your mask. Or, dude, no, keep other people safe. Like, put on your mask. Those are assumptions that are below the surface. And so that's where the multicultural idea is huge. It's below the surface.
Yeah.
Stuff.
What helped me was pastoring a Spanish church, because I grew up in a Puerto Rican home, and I'm thinking, well, everyone should know the words and the references, and that's not the case. The Puerto Rican word is not the same in Mexico.
Let's not say no words. No, you're gonna have to beat that one out.
So what I had to do was listen and ask questions. Just before I preach, before I said anything, just listen and ask questions. And I think in a multicultural church that still applies. Just do more listening and ask, so that you can understand their perspective.
Excellent.